I got asked to give an advice about financials and how I manage my money to have the lifestyle that I have, because I know many of you might be feeling like mysterious how this woman seems like doesn't really work at all, and she travel a lot and she flew business class and so on. And believe me, I am not someone who give you advice about financials. I want to explain to you this mystery so then you not get any more curious. First of all, I used to work in a corporate job and I have a high paid job where I save a good amount of money for the last 10 years, not the last 10 years, but 10 years during I'm working in that job. And I was raised by my father who fear of spending money. He really taught me I must save. I was like not like my father, but what he taught me is in my soul and deep, and I'm actually something I'm working on right now, the feeling that I need to save, so during the 10 year I did spend, but I did save quite a lot of money. And I have a genes of my grandmother who very good in real estate investments. I have a taste and I have a flavor. I know what good for investment, like intuitive way. So during the time when I was working for company, I also invest in property, and I have to tell you, most of my saving coming from the profit from investment in properties. And it's not that I intended to do property investment. I just have a deep desire to have the home that I want. So I buy the home that I want and then I sell it and I got a profit so that I have my saving. And fast forward, I quit my job due to personal reason, many things to find myself. So I stopped working since then, and I rely on my saving. And I have to tell you, for the woman who been working for the last decades, not having income and have very deep fear about money, I was in the place where I so freaking afraid of spending my saving. And when I'm looking back now, I think I'm a little bit over exaggerating my situation, because my saving was far enough that I can just live without working for a long time, and I couldn't feel rest at all. I feel so afraid. But in this timeline, many things happen. I learned things, I heal things, working on the fear about money that coming from my family. And by no means I don't blame them. I don't blame my family for this, but of course it makes me afraid of spending my own saving that I have. And you see me that I like spending more, it's not because I make more money or I have good strategy of managing money. Actually, I have less saving than the day I just quit my job. But the fear that I have about spending money is become less and less. And if you can learn from me, it's not people who can learn from me, it's not people who have a, if you have no problem about spending money and you spend too much, you just go away. This is not content for you. If you are like being taught by family that you have to save every penny, you have to be like about money, then maybe you can stick around, because I have that fear so deep, so crazy, that I don't see the reality of what I have. I moved to the islands because I always dreamed to live on the islands. I was downside myself a lot. I used to live in a big city, and I downside myself a lot, and my expense become so less at the time. And when I was like, oh my god, and I experienced for the longest time the most happiness I ever had. And I was like, wow, happiness is so cheap. And then I was calculate back okay, how much I spend per month, and I calculate about my saving and everything that I own. I was like, my goodness, I could live like this for the next 50 years. So that it where I was, and I was so already freaked out about my spending. I have no sense of what realistic. I and if this is you, maybe you have some saving, you have something, but you're so freaking afraid because your mind was already mapped in the way that make you feel always unsafe around money. It has nothing to do with money. And the thing is, when I was working in corporate job, I live in the city, I have very high expense because I got so stressed. And the way I cope with my stress is by spending. So when I spend my money, I feel better. Then my mind relate that in order to feel good, in order to feel I need money to feel that. But when I was moving to remote islands and live very ordinary life, I least like it's not about money to make you feel happy. Nothing's about money. I can live very small money and I feel so fulfilling at the time. So at least like it's the my thing that make you feel that you need to have a lot to feel best. Okay, fast forward, when I have this realization, I feel at best of my life, and I see that actually I can live without working for the next 50 years if I live humble, modesty, and not spending too much of money. And I was like, like the fear was lifting out of me. And what you see now, I want you to explain to you, it's not me who make much more money. I still not really making any money since that day, and my saving become lower and lower, but my fear is also lower, and I'm allow myself to spend because I was working for fucking 10 years. I deserve now to spend. You saw me flew on business class. You saw me traveling and have lifestyle. It's like I'm trying to break out of the fear of spending and spending fucking money that I made it. But as I realized that my journey is not about managing money. I know how to do that, making money and manage money and saving. I have to learn now how to spend it for myself to feel happy. I still have a lot of struggle to spend money, but I also have this is another secret. I have a very 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 loving husband who also working on himself in expanding himself. So he expanding himself in a way that not just only taking care of himself, he taking care of me too. So many of lifestyle that I had, it sponsored by my husband, and I'm very grateful and I'm very happy and I'm very proud. And you know why I'm very proud? Because I was a woman who always standing on my feet alone. I don't trust men. I feel I have to have financial independence so that I don't rely on anyone. So I'm free. No one can control me, so on and so forth. But throughout the journey, I also learned to lean into my femininity and trusting that someone really willingly to take care and loving and then holding space for me. And my husband is the proof of this manifestation that I'm actually trust in life. And I'm more proud that he take care of me than I'm more proud that I make my own money. This is so ridiculous, I know. But yes, this is behind the scenes. So I'm not good at manage money. I'm fucking freak out about money.